Greetings, people of the Internet Republic. My name is Hicks of the Warriors Village. I come to you now because I'm looking for my close friend, Tengar. You see, we were to return to the Warriors Village so that I could ask Chief Zorak for hand in marriage. You see, you were to return to the Warriors Village so that I could perform the proper ceremony for her and hopefully yes, right. Sorry. Anyway, Master Valiant, the lord of this castle, has suggested that I put my story out there in case any one of you has seen her. You see, we were supposed to be teleported back to the Torn Republic by our friend Vicky, who wields the blinking rune, but unfortunately some sort of mishap occurred and I ended up here, and Tengar is not here. So I'm looking for her and I need your help to find her. Right. Sorry. I actually have a picture of her right here thanks to Master Valiant and his printer? Right, sorry this picture is not in color, but, that's Tengar. She has long, flowing, wonderful red hair, and, her long dress is, I guess you'd call it a tan color, and, she has, like, red, you know, on the, outer parts and such. Sorry. But so that is what she looks like, and I'm looking for her. So if any of you has seen her, you know, please contact Master Valiant or myself, so that we can be reunited and well, I can figure out where things will go from there. So, I thank you for your time and for your assistance. But if you'll excuse me, I must be off. And Tengar, if you do see this, I swear by my sword that I will find you. Thank you. Yeah, that was Hicks. Anyway, a little backstory. For those of you who don't know, Hicks is from the Suikoden series. You know, I know it went on to the PlayStation 2 era, and I believe a bit beyond, but Hicks makes appearances in Suikoden 1 and Suikoden 2, which appeared originally on the PlayStation. Basically, the story of Suikoden is that, you know, the main character, which is not Hicks, you know, basically, through a series of events, ends up becoming the leader of the Rebel or Liberation Army, which is working to overthrow the corrupt government. You know, in the first game, it's the Scarlet Moon Empire. In the second game, I'm blanking on the name right now, but that's the point of it. And Hicks is one of the 108 recruitable characters within, you know, Suikoden 1 and Suikoden 2. And I say 108 because in the lore of the games, you know, one of the big things is the 108 Stars of Destiny. These stars are linked to certain people that you meet in your journeys. you know, people that you can recruit into your army to help you fight and win the war. And a little side quest within the games, you know, is to recruit all 108 stars of destiny, so that you can get the true good ending. Granted, yeah, you can still beat the games without all 108 people, but your ending isn't as good. Let's see, where do you run into Hicks in those two games? Well, in the first game, you run into Hicks, you know, at the Warriors Village in the Torn Republic. Basically, this vampire who got turned into a vampire through the misuse of a rune, which is basically like a magical crystal, you know, turned him into a vampire, and he has kidnapped girls from the Warriors Village and actually plans on marrying Hicks' girlfriend, Tengar. So, yeah. You know, you find all this stuff, you find the Star Dragon Sword to beat Necklord and save the day and everything like that. And you're about to go in when Master insert, you know, main character's name. You know, I'd like to go with you. I want to save Tengar with my own hands. You know, and then you know, you have a bit of dialogue, and basically you don't have any choice in the matter. You know, you have to take Hicks with you into the castle to fight Necklord and save Tengar. And that's the Hicks that I really like. In 2, you know, he's actually more of a side character. Basically, you run into them in the, I believe it's the Kobold Village, you know, and they're trying to do the test of the unicorn. You know, through some trick that Tengar pulls on Hicks, you know, basically she poses as, you know, being cursed by the unicorn and being forced to sleep and yada yada, and Hicks has to find all these magical items and bring them back so that she can be cured, and basically it just turns Hicks into, you know, definitely the good boyfriend, but kind of, you know, the butt of a joke, really. But it's all in good, it's all with good intentions, and I'll get more to that later. But anyway, so that's where, you know, you meet Hicks in the 2 games. Now, why did I choose Hicks? Well, let's see, you know, he wants to be a hero, you know, but he's not quite sure of his abilities. You know, he's got a good heart, but he doesn't think he's strong enough to do the things that, well, the world expects of him. God, that's pretty familiar. Right, anyway. You know, I don't know, I just really, I identify with that. Like, honestly, you know, I played through Suikoden when I was probably, like, 10, maybe 12, and, like, you know, I just identified with the character of Hicks, you know, like I listed off, he's got a good heart, you know, he wants to be a hero and save the day, but, like, he's just not that confident in his abilities, you know. So I identify with that. But luckily for Hicks, he's got Tengar who's got his back. You know, like I said, Hicks not confident. He's the warrior, you know, but he's got Tengar behind him. You know, she always stands beside him. She's always pushing him to, you know, like, you know, fight and speak up for himself and be brave and whatnot. And it's a good little relationship that they've got, and I really like it. And also, like I said with the story in the first game, Necklord kidnaps her, and Hicks, you know, he will not be denied in helping to rescue her. And that's also another part of Hicks that I really respect. You know, he doesn't care. He got his ass kicked by this guy, like, friggin', honestly, 2 days ago, game time. But he's like, I have to do this. So, that's why I like Hicks so much. That's why I chose to do this cosplay. And, yeah, you know, admittedly, you know, I thought about doing a lot of nervousness in the first one, but, you know, I decided to take it to more adult and serious. Like, in my head, right now, he's, well, let's see, at the end of Suikoden 2, he was in his early 20s, so like 20, 22. But he's more like my age at this point. You know, it's been several years, he's proven himself a warrior, and like I said, he wants to marry Tengar. He just has to go back to the Warriors Village, you know, get the proper approval from the chief and, you know, perform the right ceremonies and such. So, that's that little backstory in a nutshell. But yeah, I like Hicks. He's a good kid. So I guess all that really leaves now is, how did I do the cosplay? Okay, so here's everything. You see the blue vest, a tan shirt, and in this pocket I've got the blue bandana thing. And then I've also got over here, a sword, and then its a little scabbard. Now, the shirt, I got at Walmart, and like a 4-pack thing, those Hanes or Fruit of the Loom or whatever. I want to say it was like $5 to $8 or something like that. It comes in a little 4-pack thing. Unfortunately, this blue shirt, I did not get in that same pack, I don't believe. Yeah, no, I didn't. So, I had to get this by itself. I think that was like maybe $2 to $3 or whatever at the store. But basically, this is just a regular t-shirt, and I cut it up down the middle, so that was a vest. I know it's cheap, but this is amateur cosplay. I'm not doing sewing yet. As soon as I do, I will totally come back and I will revise this, and I will give Hicks the proper respect that he deserves. Also, to that end, the bandana is actually some of the leavings from the shirt, because I cut off the bottom, as you can clearly tell. So I just cut off a long part to tie around the back of his head. Oh yeah, and I forgot, I can't really see the white pants, but white pants. Originally, I meant to go with, like sweatpants, just cut off the bottoms or whatever, but I couldn't find just plain white. I found gray, I found black, I found, those two main colors. So I unfortunately had to go with, dress pants. I guess you'd call them slacks, really. I got these at Walmart for like $10. And no, I'm not sponsored by anybody. It's just, that's the store that I go to. So I'm not advertising. It's just where I go. Sorry, guys. Okay, so, you've got the main part of the costume. You've got the whole outfit. But you gotta have that little extra, So what do? This is a sword that I got at Michael's, the arts and crafts store. This was about, I want to say $2 to $3. Nothing fancy. It's actually kind of flimsy, and I actually believe I made reference to this in the Frank West video, so not a big deal. Oh, and my scabbard. Now that you can see it and look closer at it, this is something that I actually made myself. Basically, I used the idea from a holster for a Nerf gun. Well, the video on the construction of a holster for a Nerf gun, which I will put a link to right there. Okay? I use that basic idea. I just extended it out, longer than a Nerf gun to the length of a sword. But basically, for that, you're going to need cardboard and a hot glue gun. And then, of course, cutting tool and Sharpies, just mark off the areas. But, follow that thing, you can easily figure out how to do a sword scabbard with this. And then one little quick thing that they didn't have in their video, you can probably kind of see it, but I put little slits in the side, so I can just loop my belt through it, so then, bam, I can slip it on my belt. Making it easier to move around and carry, so that I'm not having to worry about a sword. But, yeah, that's Hicks. Let's see. Looking at the totals, I'd say, let's see, $2 sword, like $8 for the packs of shirts, so that's 10. Another 3 for, the blue shirt, so that's 13. I want to say, honestly, I'm pretty sure this came in under $30. But again, this is just rough, not as elaborate cosplay. Like I said, I do plan on coming back and revising this and making a really nice Hicks outfit, to show my proper respect for the character. I mean, like I said, I love the character. He's good, he's great. I'm just tinkering with cosplay, so I can't do it right now. But, that's it, guys. That's how I pulled off Hicks. That's who Hicks was, and, well, I guess that's all you really need to know. So, I guess I'll just leave it at that. Until next time, guys, I'm Valiant, and I'm the Amateur Cosplayer. Later.